Welcome to another Meditations on the Cape. Today we're going to talk about John 18 verses 2 through 6. Now Judas, who betrayed him, knew the place because Jesus had often met there with his disciples. So Judas came to the grove, guiding a detachment of soldiers and some officials from the chief priests and Pharisees. They were carrying torches, lanterns, and weapons. Jesus, knowing that all that was going to happen to him, went out and asked, "Who is it you want?" "Jesus of Nazareth," they replied. "I am he," Jesus said, and Judas the traitor was standing there with them. Jesus said, "I am he," and when he said that, they drew back and fell to the ground.
It's amazing that Jesus knew that the chief priests and Pharisees were going to be coming to arrest him, and he stepped forward offering himself. You see, Jesus' whole mission of coming to earth was to offer himself as a sacrifice for our sin, and this was the beginning of his passion. The chief priests and Pharisees sent their detachment of armed soldiers thinking that they would need to take him with force, but there was no force needed because Jesus offered himself. And yet you saw the power of God in his word when they said, "Who were looking for Jesus?" And he said, "I am he." They fell back by the sheer power of God. You know, earlier in John, John has a theme throughout his gospel where Jesus repeatedly says, "I am." And it refers back to the name of God in Exodus chapter 3, that Jesus is the Son of God. He is fully God who became man, and he gave himself for us. So I want you to think about that as we prepare our hearts for Easter and for celebrating our resurrected Jesus, that before he could be resurrected, he had to give himself as a sacrifice upon the cross on our behalf. Take a moment to think about that, and God bless your day. Thank you.
Thank you, Pastor. What a great thing. The great I am is there for us. Amen.
Amen.